Okay, everybody, we're going to do the first of two Sega Game Gear games, in which the first one, as always, will be Jeopardy. There we go. Go.
Jeopardy!
Excuse my nickname, Boss. We have Yale facing me this game. And we're going to be playing with these 6 categories. They are Mr. and Mrs., both in quotation marks, wordplay, religions, soggy cinema, history, and bears. I'll take bears for 100, please.
The answer is
A small scout or a baby bear. What's a cub?
yes.
Bears for 2.
The answer is
Because bears are born in this season, they can nurse while their mother sleeps. What is winter?
yes.
Bears 300.
The answer is
Bear with a dangerous reputation in Dan Haggerty's Adams. What is grizzly?
you are right.
Bears 400.
The answer is
Fur on the soles of their feet keep them warm and help them walk on ice. What are polar bears?
yes.
Bears for 500.
The answer is
Western state once known as the Bear Flag Republic. What is California?
yes.
I'll take history for 100.
The answer is
Roman ruler who came, saw, and conquered. Who is Julius Caesar?
yes.
I'll take history for 200.
The answer is
This, the longest recorded war, actually lasted 115 years. What is the 100 Years' War?
correct.
Okay. History for 3. Revolution in which machines replaced hand tools. What is the Industrial Revolution?
Correct?
History 400.
The answer is
Louis XIV's plush palace where the treaty ending World War I was signed. What is Versailles?
correct? The answer is
In 1918, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia declared their independence from this country. What is Russia? Yep, and then also you have Belarus, Ukraine, and Moldova. I know that's not for me.
you are right.
What are the categories we have left? Mr. and Mrs., Soggy Cinema, Religions, and Wordplay. Let me have Mr. and Mrs. 100.
The answer is
The line ending a presidential press conference. What is thank you, Mr. President?
correct? The answer is
Houle, Lumpy, Breda play this farming friend of Captain Kangaroo. Who is Mr. Green Jeans?
yes.
Mr. and Mrs. for 300, please.
The answer is
In this role, Kate Jackson was in the spy field with a scarecrow. Who is Mrs. King?
yes.
Mr. and Mrs. for 400.
The answer is
According to Herman's Hermits, she has a lovely daughter. Who is Mrs. Brown? It's not Mrs. Robinson, because that's Simon and Garfunkel.
yes. The answer is
Portier's sequel to In the Heat of the Night. What is They Call Me Mr. Tibbs?
Correct?
Religion's 100.
The answer is
Country that's home to most Parsis and Sikhs. I'm gonna say what is India.
yes.
Yep.
The answer is
More common name for the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh, okay.
correct?
And Gale is now on the board. Let's keep it going. Religions for 300.
The answer is
Some 3 million pilgrims visit this small French town annually. Lords, yeah.
yes. The answer is
Sweden, Norway, and Denmark share this state religion. It's Lutheranism. Alright.
the answer is
She founded Christian Science and its newspaper. Who is Mary Baker Eddy?
yes.
I'll take Soggy Cinema 100.
The answer is
Alec Guinness's crew whistled while they worked on the bridge over this. What is the River Kwai?
yes.
Soggy Cinema for 200, please.
The answer is
Tidal noise made by mermaid Daryl Hannah. What is Splash?
you are right.
Soggy Cinema 300.
The answer is
Movie in which the ship flipped over Shelley Winters. What is the Poseidon Adventure?
yes.
Soggy Cinema 400.
The answer is
In Butch Cassidy's cycling song, these kept falling on his head. What are raindrops?
Correct? The answer is
Puddles were props in this classic Gene Kelly number. What is Singing in the Rain?
you are right.
All wordplay is all that's left. Let's go to the $100 clue.
The answer is
Both left and wrong are correct opposites of this. What is right?
you are right. The answer is
Switching only 2 letters in conservation produces this word. What is conversation?
you are right.
300. I'm going to make it a true daily double. I feel good about this category.
The answer is
Line can turn into this river. What is the Nile?
correct.
13-8 now.
The answer is
A cross-stick that one might see here. What are atoms? Or what is an atom?
yes.
Last clue.
The answer is
3 rhyming prefixes, all meaning half. What are demi, semi, and hemi?
yes.
Now on to Double Jeopardy. Chemistry, alright.
The answer is
Coal and diamonds both consist of this element. What is carbon?
correct. The answer is
Common kitchen substance known chemically as sodium chloride. What is salt?
correct. The answer is
Photography uses light-sensitive salts of this metal. What is silver?
Yes. The answer is
Used in cars' catalytic converters, it's more expensive than gold. What is platinum?
yes. The answer is
US and Canada produce almost the whole world's supply of this lightest inert gas. Lightest inert gas. I'm just gonna say what is helium.
correct.
Got it. Explorers, art, technology, shells, and quotation marks in the US States.
The answer is
Pope Julius II ordered him to paint the Sistine Chapel. Who's Michelangelo?
yes. The answer is
The name for the Virgin Mary in many paintings. What is the Madonna?
correct. The answer is
This part of an egg is combined with pigment to make tempera paint. What's the yolk?
correct. The answer is
Born on Crete, Domenico Theotokopoulos was called this by the Spaniards. What is El Greco?
you are right. The answer is
Rodin sculptured tribute to eggheads. What is the thinker?
yes.
For $20,000 right now.
The answer is
Harry looked for the north one, Amundsen the south. What are the poles?
correct. The answer is
He was just the first to come to Florida seeking the Fountain of Youth. Who was Ponce de Leon?
correct.
Seeking a route to Asia, he discovered New York's largest river. Who is Henry Hudson?
Yes. The answer is.
Though he had discovered the Pacific Ocean, he was later falsely accused of treason and beheaded. Who is Balboa?
Yes. The answer is.
America's longest suspension bridge is named for this Italian explorer and pirate. Who is Verrazano?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try for 11,300 or 20. Yeah, 11,300.
The answer is.
At the suggestion of Lord Byron, she wrote Frankenstein. Who's Mary Shelley?
Yes. The answer is.
Where Peter kept his wife. What is a cockle shell?
Funny.
That's wrong. First incorrect response of given all game. It's a pumpkin shell,
Yes.
not a cockle shell.
The answer is.
A decisive defeat or a lovely finish. Shellac. Oh, okay.
The answer is.
To play this, you find the P under one of three. What is shell game?
Correct. The answer is.
Combination akin to combat fatigue. Condition akin to combat fatigue. I'm gonna say what is shell shock.
You are right. The answer is.
A roving rodent attached to some computers. What's a mouse?
You are right. The answer is
Invented by Bell Labs in 1947, its name comes from its function, transfer resistor. What's a transistor?
correct. The answer is
In 1970, an individual atom was first seen by using this kind of microscope. Electron.
yes. The answer is
One dispensed holy water in a Greek temple in 200 BC. Today they give candy and cigarettes. What is a vending machine?
you are right. The answer is
The invention of bakelite in 1909 began this modern industry. Don't know. Oh, plastics, of course.
yes. The answer is
The state where we crowned Miss America. I'm gonna say it was New Jersey.
correct.
Okay.
The answer is
In 1844, the first telegraph line was strung across this state from Baltimore to D.C. What is Maryland?
you are right.
Let's do 12,000.
The answer is
Local religion condoned human sacrifice here until abolished by the king in 1819. What is Hawaii?
correct.
Yep, makes sense to me. $50,000 on my way to a big payday here.
The answer is
Or Ivy, a Hopi village in this state, is probably the oldest contiguous U.S. settlement. What is Arizona?
correct. The answer is
Rocky Mountain State with highest tunnel for cars in the world. Oh. Who was it that said it was Colorado? Oh my gosh, I would have been right. Dang it. Oh well. Let's play Final Jeopardy. The category is space. I'm just gonna wager $200.
The answer is.
Apollo 11 landed on the sea of this. What is tranquility?
The answer is.
Of course. So I'm gonna end up with $51,000 in cash. And I'll see you all for that next game right after this.